Dating isn't hard because people are complicated. It's hard because no one explains how the selection process actually works. You meet someone. The conversation feels good. You exchange numbers. Then one of you texts. The other replies slower than expected. And suddenly you're both trying to figure out what the other person wants without asking directly. Within 2 weeks, one person has lost interest and the other doesn't know why. This happens because most people treat dating like it's supposed to be spontaneous and magical, when it's actually a structured process with clear stages. And when you skip a stage or rush through one, the whole thing falls apart. The question is, which stage are most people getting wrong? What usually happens is this. Someone meets a person they like. The first conversation goes well. They feel chemistry. So they assume that feeling means compatibility, and they jump straight into trying to build a relationship. But chemistry and compatibility are not the same thing. Chemistry is how you feel in the moment. Compatibility is whether your lives can actually fit together. And most early dating failures happen because people confuse the two. Let's say you meet someone at a party. You talk for an hour. The conversation flows easily. You laugh at the same things. You exchange numbers. That night, you're already imagining what dating them might look like. But your brain just did something interesting. It took 1 hour of curated social behavior and extrapolated an entire personality from it. You don't actually know if this person is consistent, reliable, or emotionally available. You know they can hold a conversation at a party. That's it. So the first stage is information gathering, not impression management. Most people spend early dates trying to seem interesting, funny, or attractive. But the actual goal of a first date is much simpler. Does this person's life structure match mine? Do they want the same things in the same time frame? Are they available in the way I need someone to be available? This doesn't mean interviewing someone with a checklist. It means listening for pattern, not performance. Someone who talks about their ex in every story might still be processing that relationship. Last-minute cancellations twice in the first 2 weeks, that's showing you how they handle commitments. Never asking you questions reveals how curious they are about other people. These aren't red flags. They're data. And data tells you whether to move to the next stage. The second stage is consistency testing. This is where most people either rush or stall. Rushing looks like this. You've been on 3 dates, you like them, so you start acting like you're already in a relationship. You text them every day, you make plans a week out, you introduce them to friends, but they haven't committed to anything yet, and now they feel pressure they didn't agree to, so they pull back. And you interpret that pullback as rejection, when really it's just a mismatch in pacing. Stalling looks different but causes the same problem. You've been on 5 dates, you're still not sure. You keep waiting for some clear sign that this is right, but you never ask what they're looking for. You never say what you want. You stay in a low commitment loop where nothing moves forward. Eventually, one person gets tired of the ambiguity and leaves. The actual mechanic of this stage works like this. You're testing whether someone does what they say they'll do. If they say they'll text you tomorrow, do they? If they suggest a second date, do they follow through with actual plans? If they say they're looking for something serious, do their actions reflect that? Or are they still opening dating apps every night? Consistency isn't about perfection. It's about alignment between words and behavior. And you can't test for that in 2 weeks. It takes 4 to 6 weeks of regular contact to see someone's actual patterns. Once you have consistency, the third stage is integration. This is where you find out if someone fits into your actual life, not the idealized version you show on dates. You see them in a stressful situation. You meet their friends. You spend a full day together with no plan. You see how they handle conflict, boredom, and logistics. Most people skip this stage entirely. They go from "we have chemistry" straight to "we're exclusive." And 3 months later, they realize they never checked if their lives actually work together. Integration also reveals mismatched expectations. Maybe being exclusive means seeing each other twice a week for one person. For the other, it means most nights. Daily texting feels normal to some, clingy to others. These aren't moral questions, they're logistical ones. And if you don't surface them early, they turn into resentment later. This is where people get stuck. They think talking about expectations kills the romance. But the opposite is true. Uncertainty kills romance. Knowing where you stand lets you relax. When someone says, "I'm looking for a serious relationship and I move slowly," you know what to expect. When someone says, "I like you and I want to keep seeing you, but I'm not ready to be exclusive yet," You can decide if that works for you. The conversation isn't the problem. Avoiding it is. So the framework is this. Stage 1, gather information about whether your lives align. Stage 2, test whether their actions match their words over 4 to 6 weeks. Stage 3, integrate them into your real life and see if the logistics work. Most failures happen because people skip stage 1, rush stage 2, or never do stage 3. They treat dating like it's about feelings when it's actually about systems. And when the system isn't clear, people fill the gaps with anxiety. The last part is knowing when to stop. Not every connection is supposed to become a relationship. Some people are great for 3 dates and wrong for 3 months. That's not a failure. It's the process working correctly. The goal isn't to make every match succeed. It's to figure out quickly and clearly whether this specific person fits your specific life. When you stop trying to force chemistry into compatibility, dating stops feeling chaotic. You're not guessing anymore. You're gathering evidence, testing patterns, and making decisions based on what actually happens, not what you hope might happen. That's how you make your dating run smoothly. If this breakdown helped, subscribe so the next one finds you when you need it.